Hey, let's do build breakdown. I'll explain what I did. My first build. So it's a WPL C24-1. And so it's a basic C frame rails, the plastic links. These shocks I got off AliExpress came with the hardware. So I got a bunch of these nuts and screws, thank God, because that's what I use to use the plastic links. I replaced the plastic truss over the axle with the metal ones, and just put a screw and bolt. I don't know, you can't really see it, but that's how I did that. So I just bolted the plastic in there, and because they have the huge cup on the ends, I used one of those nuts, one of these hex nuts right there, and I put one on the bolt in there, so that's what the large cup sits on. And then they're bolted onto the frame. It worked great. I haven't broken one, nothing. And let's see, metal drive lines, 370 motor with the metal gears. I got the 60 amp ESC off AliExpress. I'm running a hot RC, what is it? It's this guy here. Hot RC 6 channel. So it's got 6 channels in there. One to turn, 2 to burn. The rest of them is, I got a light mod. So I can plug 2 different light systems into it. So I split my headlights and taillights so I control them separately and together with this mod. Hot RC had this. Let's see, receiver works great. I was running with the stock 180. I was running a 30 amp ESC that I had gotten. And that worked pretty good for a while until I messed up the gears. Let's see, I got portal axles. Most all of my parts that I've gotten, the shocks and everything, has been off of AliExpress, the AOSOBO store. They're usually pretty good. I've never had any problems with them. I had ordered these rims and tires a long time ago. They're super soft, and these are solid all the way through. You can see the back of them. So they add some pretty good weight to it. I put the motor this way. I don't know if that matters, but that's the way I put it because I figured the more weight up front. The gearbox, and I can hang it off. What else? I took the body and in here there is a loop that slides in, and it's a loop, and then on this side there's an actual little like plastic dowel in there from when they printed it and molded it, and I drilled a hole and I put a screw in there. I don't know if you can see them. So I screwed the body together so it's all one piece. So to fit the electronics up here, I had cut the main piece to fit over this, and it would bolt down, and I had the magnets on that and the magnets up here. Then I replaced it, took it off, and put these bolts in with the nut heads, which adds a lot of weight up there, and the magnets stick right to it. And then the back, I did the same thing, which adds some weight, put some little nut and bolts on there. These things, the shock mounts stick up. That was another reason why I had to get rid of that cover up front. And in the back, I had drilled holes in the bed. You can see right here, drill holes in the bed. This thing just pops on. Since I used a little bit bigger battery now, I'll like glue it on right there. If I can fit the battery right there, looks pretty good. Let's see what else. What else have I done? I've done tons of work to these portal axles to keep them running. The shocks are cheap. The cheap ones off AliExpress. The back ones and the front ones, at first I had cut the springs 3 rings and then stretched it, rewrapped it. That's why they look so big and loose, and they're super soft now. I put them upside down and blue Loctite it. After it all healed, I put oil in them, and that's why they're upside down. A little drop of oil in there really helps. Doesn't really get the bounce. I don't have the axle mount, so I'm still hitting up here. It's a pretty good flex. What else? I have the winch. And that just bolts onto the frame here. This thing, I have this mod that I got also off AliExpress, and goes right to my servo, or I mean to the receiver. And then I put on channel 4, and I have the 3-way button on that RC. So I got it right here. Yep. 3-way button, and my lights are right there. This thing's pretty cool. Pretty glad I got it. It's like $17, so I got 2 of them. So I still have one of those controllers in the box waiting for my next rig. My blue WPL I'm not doing anything with. I'm keeping it. It's a shelf queen. Wife thinks it's hers, so we're gonna leave it the way it is. And when I finally get the parts for my straight axles, I'll get some of the speed back, and we will. I'm getting an incoming call. What the hell? Anyway, so get my straight axles back on here, and we'll get some of my wheel speed back, which is cool. And then we're gonna race the stock WPL against the 370 without the portals, so it'll have both straight. The reason I got the C24-1 to begin with is, one, I like the white body on it. It had all metal diff, and what else? Had the metal gears in the diff, 180 motor. It had plastic gears in it that were doing really good until I put that bigger 180 motor in it, and this thing. I put this thing in it and accidentally hit it against the fence and stripped the gears. And then the plastic spline pieces on the axle rods are not metal, plastic, and they slipped. After I got the 370 motor, I started spinning everything. So we got metal ends for the straight axles coming. Should be any day. Yeah. 2-tire stretch. Pretty good for this thing. Really enjoy this. I can't wait to get a new one. I think I'm going to get the Red Cat Accent 18. And then I already have plans what I'm going to do to the body. And local shop, they're only 119. Figure to spend it locally and check out their track and stuff. See if they have their mini crawling course still, and get some video of all of that if they allow me. And let's see what else. Because these portal axles rub, I have to put washers in there. So I put a little bit more washers in the front than the back, which widens the stance a little bit and gives it more weight. Still the stock servo. This thing just started making a little bit of noise, but it is a beast. You've seen this thing wreck so many times, roll down the hill. Love it. So basically the rails, the links, and the servo is the only thing original. Everything else has been replaced. I cut this tray up that holds it. I cut the back part so my giant speed control will fit in there. I have a hair tie holding this all crisscrossed around the bolts through the speed control. You can see that. Yeah. So the lights I split into two. I've got the two front ones, and they fit right into the bucket. I replaced the brown ones because I didn't know they had no resistor. These all have resistors on them. Gotta have resistors on them. And then the tail lights, all I did here is took the plastic cover off here, drilled a little hole, because the red ones are a little smaller. So I drilled a little hole in both of them, and then I put the lights in there, and then put a bunch of glue on them, and then pushed the caps on to push the LED in and hold them in place, and made sure they didn't move on the inside, and get tail lights. Then I separated them into two. I have magnets in the front and back. I cut this out when I first got it because I knew sooner or later I was getting the 370 motor. Lieutenant Dan, I had to cut his waist, just fit him in there. Those are his boots. Cut them off. Cones from my other car. Painted this thing so many times. I finally settled on this and just let it get scratched. Beat it up. I cut, because I had the bigger tires, I cut just at an angle right here. I cut some of the fender and the front too. I cut the bumper on the back too. I did the same thing. I cut at an angle up to the fender, both sides. Give it more room. I did pretty good on that, I think. I wanted to keep some of the fender. I like it without the bumper on it. It gives me more clearance. That's my truck. I think that's it. WPL C24-1. Ready for my next one. Alright, that was fun. Fun. So, I had a little financial setback, so no new vehicle yet. We'll get there. Just a matter of time. I'll get that new vehicle. I think I might get the Red Cat 18 and then put a different body on it, or cut that one up because I don't like it. But everything else is so capable. Comes with oiled shocks and stuff, and it's only 119. So that's what we're looking at there, but we'll get there. Also, looking at the SCX24, the Gladiator, and the Jeep Wrangler. Kind of want a Jeep body for my next rig, or some kind of buggy, so I can get a trailer for my truck and pull my buggy in it and such. So thought that'd look kind of cool. So any day I should be getting the my axle ends to mount onto my stock axles. The WPL C24-1 comes with all metal except for the transmission gears and the ends of the axles where their tires go on. And after you get 60 amp ESC and a 370 motor, those little splines don't hold the plastic. Either does JB Weld. So I want that wheel speed back. And if I get another rig, then I'll just concentrate on it being a crawler. Anyway, so I appreciate all the new subscribers and all the comments. You guys are all very cool. Wish we all lived closer. So yeah, I appreciate you. And if you haven't, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell, all that jazz. I'll see you on the next one.